Welcome back, chemistry fans. Today, what we are going to do in our laboratory is we are going to talk about vapor pressure. We're going to kind of indirectly measure it for ourselves. Okay, so what we are going to use today is some corn oil. We are going to use some alcohol, and we're just going to use regular old tap water. And what we're going to do is we're going to place them into a sealed container that is going to be connected to a gas pressure sensor. So this is all connected. We're putting the liquids in here, and as they heat up, they will tend to vaporize and they will start to fill up this container, and the gas pressure sensor is going to measure what that vapor pressure is. Well, in theory, materials that have higher attractive forces, that have intermolecular forces, they're going to be held together longer. They're going to resist turning into a vapor. So we should see lower values for them than we should some of the other ones that can be more easily ripped apart. Okay, so with that said, oil is sort of messy, so we're going to save it till the end, and you're going to have to do some washing out of the containers as we go along. So I'm going to flip this down. I'm going to get my goggles. We are working with heat, so we need to make sure that we are wearing our goggles. At that point over here, I am going to now bring this back to a hot plate, and on the surface here, you can actually see that I am reading a temperature that I am sticking into the hot plate. And so it's normal for our pressure to be 101. That's normal atmospheric pressure. And so we're getting our water up close to somewhere right around the boiling point is what we're seeing there. And that's good. So we're at a consistent temperature, somewhere right around hovering at boiling, right around boiling. So what I'm going to do next is I am going to come over here to my surface, and you are going to see me now pour in. You're going to see me now pour in 5 milliliters of the water. So 5 milliliters of the water. So I'm going to measure this. And that's pretty close. That's my 5 milliliters of water. And so I'm going to pour that now into this apparatus here. I'm going to push it down nice and sturdy, not all the way where I can't remove it. And then what I'm going to do is I am going to insert it into this hot water here. And I'm going to set a timer for 30 seconds. And I'm just going to see what's the highest pressure it gets after 30 seconds. All right, so here we are at our hottest values. It is for water, it is 123.2 kPa are the units. Okay, so that takes care of that. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to remove it from the container here, just going to dump out the contents. You heard that? It started to vaporize a little bit. You heard that as proof it was going. All right, it was creating pressure in there, lots of pressure as it started to heat up. All right, next, I'm going to do the alcohol. So I'm going to pour a little bit of the alcohol, again, 5 milliliters. So that the volume is not affecting the pressure. It's all about how much it has. So 5 milliliters, I'm going to pour that into the container. And then, as I have done before, I am going to seal the container with a cork, nice and firm, place it down in here, set a timer for 30 seconds. Oh, and there is my timer. And so the pressure it got up to, wow, it already overheated it. You saw that happening. So we're going to go with what its highest reading was. The alcohol went up to 133 kilopascals. After it popped that lid, it did not hold its pressure, obviously. So we're going to rinse that out now because the alcohol is a little different from the others. Now what we're going to do is we're going to put in one more. We're going to put in the corn oil. 5 milliliters of the corn oil. Now this one gets messy. So this is the only, so that's why we're saving it to the last, so that you can wash out your container and it will not make a mess otherwise. All right, so I am going to now put my cork on this one. And we'll go another 30 seconds. I set my timer here and go. And that is my timer right there. And I got, for the corn oil, I got a 126.2 kilopascals. Okay. All right. So with that, let me flip my camera back over here. All right, so that was just the point of what we wanted to see there, is that we have differences in our vapor pressures. They're all being exposed to the same temperature, but some of them tend to have higher boiling points resisting, or lower boiling points resisting deformation to turn into a gas, and that is evident with the gas pressure. So thank you very much. We'll talk with you again soon. Farewell. Bye-bye.